fearless story is my journey of losing over 100 pounds during an 8-month process. And the reason this is a fearless story for me is because I spent my entire life overweight, and I really felt inside that I could not lose the weight. I had tried a lot of different things. I tried diet pills, I tried starvation diet, fad diets, everything. And so really the innermost part of me felt like maybe this is just how you're supposed to be. This is just the way God made you. Just be happy overweight. And I actually wrote a book about my weight loss journey. The book, I tell about one of my childhood stories of being overweight. I call it every fat kid's nightmare, and it's actually, because if you were an overweight kid, then you know that you were teased for being overweight. But we were all in the playground, and there was a big tire swing, and all of the kids were jumping on. There were several kids on the swing at once, so I was just waiting for my turn to jump on the swing. And so when one kid jumped off, I was like, this is my opportunity. And so I jumped on the swing, and of course the swing broke. And well, guess who got blamed for it? It was me, because I was the fat kid. So instances like that, I mean, they just work to traumatize you and just kind of make you feel like, well, this is just the card I was dealt in life, so just deal with it. Another reason why I would consider this my fearless story is because I had never really seen anyone around me lose a vast amount of weight. So it was kind of like swimming around in the dark. I had no one to look to for inspiration. I eventually found a lot of inspiration online, and that kind of took a little bit of the fear away. I would just go and look at before and after photos of people online who had submitted their story, which is why I like to share my story, so that maybe I can be an inspiration to someone who's in the same position. But at the same time, it's still fearful because, sometimes you have the people around you who really don't understand what you're trying to do, or don't really understand how focused you have to be in order to reach your goal. And they, sometimes they say things or do things that are contradictory to you reaching your goal. One example I would give you is like if you have a family member who doesn't really understand, and you are eating your healthy meal, like let's say it's Thanksgiving or something like that, and everyone expects you to just overeat, and you really don't want to overeat. I mean, it's okay to eat food in proper proportion, but you don't want to just really go out and indulge like everyone else because you're on a journey. Well, if someone makes an ugly comment to you, like whatever people say, then you have to be strong enough to mentally to kind of just put that aside and just take it with a grain of salt, and that is part of being fearless in a weight loss journey. You just have to focus on your goal, and just completely almost block out the negative comments. Just really let it go too far. I got up to about 250 pounds, and that would be considered morbidly obese for my height, which was 5'4", which is 5'4" actually. So what really made me choose to do this was, after avoiding the scale for so long, when I finally did step on the scale and decide to kind of see where I was at, and I saw that number, it was 250, I was absolutely mortified. I could not believe that I had let myself go, pretty much. And it just made me say, I cannot live like this any longer. I have to do something. I have to at least try. If I don't try, nothing will ever happen. So that's what made me decide to even try to do this. And then just so happened during the same time, there was a new gym being built. So I joined the new gym, and then I tried some new dieting things, and I learned as I went along. And after about a week, I realized I had lost some weight, and that was very encouraging. And so I just kept on, little by little. What keeps me motivated is just knowing that I was able to accomplish something like this, and putting all of the work, all the hard work that I did to even lose the weight, it keeps me motivated. I remember before I lost the weight, I would tell myself, if I am ever able to lose this weight, I will never gain it back again. And so I live by that every day. Even when I don't feel like working out, I still get up and force myself to do it. You just kind of have to put your mind in autopilot, because that's just part of it. It's a lifestyle change. If you do a fad diet, if you do some kind of lose weight quick thing, it may work for a little while, but eventually you go off of that. And I didn't want that this time. So I decided in my mind that this was going to be a life change, and that's what it's been for me. And I've committed to it, and I learned how to lose the weight and keep it off doing the things that everybody says works, which is diet and exercise. And I figured, you know, if you learn how to do it the right way, you don't have to worry about gaining it back because you go off of a diet. And you can also help to teach other people how to do this. And that's another thing that motivates me. After I lost the weight, I decided to become a personal trainer and group fitness instructor so that I could help other people who struggled with their weight their entire life, or even just for like a few months, or maybe put on some unexpected weight or whatever, to encourage them that, hey, it's possible. You really can do this if you just believe. You have to start by believing that you can do it. Once you believe you can do it, you don't even have to look back from there. One thing I've learned about myself throughout this entire process is that I believe that I can do anything that I really set my mind to. The first step for me is believing that I can do it and then putting an action to it. So I've learned about myself that once I really focus in on something and really set in my mind that this is going to happen, it's going to happen. And I would encourage anyone who's watching this video to start to think like that, because that really is the first step to your success in your weight loss journey. I would encourage others that are fearful by saying, don't even think about your past failures. Don't worry about how it's going to happen or how long it's going to take. Just start by laying the first brick. When you lay the first brick, you keep going. You lay the next brick, you lay the next brick, and then eventually the whole wall is built. So what I'm saying is, just start. If it's taking a walk, just start. If it's saying, okay, you know, I'm going to cut out 200 calories from my daily intake per day, just start that. Start somewhere, start small. Inch by inch, everything is a cinch. Okay, so that's how I would encourage someone who is fearful. Don't look at the big picture right now. Just start small, set a small goal. I call them mini goals. And from there, you will grow. And the more you see it coming off, the more you can do. And find a support group. Find people that will encourage you. And if you don't have anyone around you who's into losing weight or anything like that, there are a lot of support groups online as well. So I would encourage that. You know, there will be times when you feel like, you know, maybe I can't do this. But I would definitely say, once you get started, do not stop. Don't quit. Keep going, because ultimately your consistency will create your success. So, you know, if you fall off the wagon, everybody does, don't worry about it. It's okay. You can fall off the wagon, just pick yourself back up and get back on. Okay, you might, you know, go over your calories one day, but the next day you stick to it. You do your exercise, you stick to it, you do what you have to do, but don't quit. Be consistent. Consistency is the key to success. The man who says he can do it and the man who says he can't do it, both are usually right. It first starts in your mind. Either you believe that you can do it or you believe that you can't do it. So, again, like I said, the first step is believing that you can do it. After that, lay the first brick. Start, do something, whatever it is. Eat an apple, whatever. I mean, drink more water. It could be the tiniest little thing that motivates you. But just believe you can do it. I would suggest writing down a goal and start. Maybe writing down your goal is the first start. But, you know, once you do that, it's possible. Now that I've learned how to do it successfully, I'm here to teach you how to do it. And if you really want the knowledge, that's what I'm here for. And again, thank you for watching.